You're playing chess while life is playing three-dimensional Go, and you wonder why you keep losing. You make plans, set goals, create vision boards, but life keeps delivering something else entirely. Carl Jung understood something about strategic thinking that self-help gurus don't want you to know. The unconscious is already strategically creating your life, and until you understand its strategy, your conscious plans are just furniture you're rearranging on the Titanic. Jung discovered that the psyche has its own intelligence, its own agenda, its own strategic plan for your life. While you're up here making 5-year plans, down there in the unconscious, a far more powerful strategist is moving pieces on a board you don't even know exists. Your symptoms, your failures, your repeated patterns. These aren't random. They're strategic moves by your unconscious to force you toward wholeness. The first principle of Jungian strategic thinking is not about setting better goals. It's about discovering what goals are already being pursued by your unconscious. That career that keeps failing? Your unconscious might be strategically sabotaging it because it's the wrong path. That relationship pattern you can't break. Your unconscious is strategically recreating it to force you to face something essential about yourself. I watched a CEO who kept building successful companies, then destroying them right before they'd make him truly wealthy. Everyone called it self-sabotage. Jung would call it strategic unconscious intelligence. Through analysis, he discovered his unconscious was protecting him from becoming his father, a wealthy but emotionally dead corporate titan. The destruction wasn't failure. It was the unconscious strategically preventing soul death. Here's what changes everything. You're not one strategist, but two, conscious and unconscious, often working at cross purposes. Your conscious mind wants success, but your unconscious might want meaning. Your ego wants safety, but your self wants growth. Your persona wants approval, but your shadow wants authenticity. Until these strategists align, you're literally fighting yourself. And the unconscious always wins because it's older, deeper, and controls more of your resources. Jung's concept of compensation reveals the unconscious's primary strategy. Whatever you're too much of consciously, the unconscious will strategically undermine. Too controlled, it'll create chaos. Too rational, it'll manifest irrationality. Too good, it'll erupt in shadow behavior. This isn't punishment. It's strategic balancing, trying to make you whole rather than perfect. The shadow contains your hidden strategic advantages. Everything you've rejected about yourself hasn't disappeared. It's operating strategically from the unconscious. Your repressed aggression might be passive-aggressively sabotaging your relationships. Your denied creativity might be making you sick until you express it. Your disowned power might be attracting people who dominate you. The shadow has strategies, and they're usually more powerful than your conscious ones. I knew a woman whose strategic life plan was perfect. Medical school, successful practice, early retirement. But her body had other strategies. Mysterious illnesses, chronic fatigue, anxiety that no medication touched. Her unconscious was strategically forcing her toward her actual calling, art therapy. The symptoms weren't obstacles to her strategy. They were her psyche's strategy to redirect her toward her true path. Synchronicities are strategic interventions by what Jung called the self, the totality of conscious and unconscious. That book that randomly appears, that person you accidentally meet, that opportunity that emerges from nowhere. These aren't coincidences. They're strategic assists from an intelligence that can see the whole board while you're focused on one square. Strategic thinking in relationships means understanding projection. You don't fall in love with people. You fall in love with projected parts of yourself. Your unconscious strategically chooses partners who carry your unlived life, your shadow, your contrasexual aspect. That passionate attraction? It's your psyche's strategy to confront you with parts of yourself you need to integrate. Dreams are strategic planning sessions from the unconscious. They're not random neural firing, but strategic communications about what's needed for psychological balance. Recurring dreams are strategic insistence on unaddressed issues. Nightmares are strategic alarms about psychological danger. Big dreams, those that feel numinous and unforgettable, are strategic revelations about life direction. Here's what's revolutionary about Jungian strategic thinking. Failure might be the strategy. What looks like defeat might be victory at a deeper level. That bankruptcy might be liberating you from a life that was killing your soul. That divorce might be freeing you from a relationship that was preventing individuation. That illness might be forcing you to slow down and turn inward. The unconscious plays a longer game than ego can imagine. Strategic thinking about symptoms means asking not, how do I eliminate this, but what is this trying to achieve? Depression might be strategically slowing you down to prevent a worse catastrophe. Anxiety might be strategically warning you about something your conscious mind is ignoring. Addiction might be a misguided strategy for spiritual experience. The symptom has intelligence. Respect its strategy even while seeking healthier expressions. I knew an activist who burned out fighting for justice. Her conscious strategy was to save the world, but her unconscious strategy was to avoid her own inner world. The burnout wasn't failure. It was strategic redirection inward. She had to save herself before she could genuinely save others. The unconscious forced what the ego resisted. The practical strategy starts with observation. What patterns keep repeating in your life? These aren't accidents, they're strategies. What you resist persists, because resistance is information to the unconscious about what needs more attention. What you're attracted to reveals what you need to integrate. What you avoid shows where your growth edge is. Record your dreams and look for strategic patterns. What are they insisting on? What scenarios keep recurring? What symbols appear repeatedly? Your unconscious is strategically communicating through images because the ego can't defend against symbolism as easily as direct communication. Notice your projections. They're strategic revelations. Who triggers you? They're showing you hidden parts of yourself. Who do you admire? They're carrying qualities you need to develop. Who do you love? They're embodying aspects of your own soul. Every projection is strategic information about your psychological situation. Engage in active imagination. Don't just think about your life. Dialogue with it. Ask your symptoms what they want. Ask your dreams what they're trying to achieve. Ask your patterns what they're protecting. The answers might surprise you because they're coming from a strategist with access to information your conscious mind doesn't have. The ultimate strategic thinking Jung offers is this: align with individuation. Stop strategizing for ego goals alone and start strategizing for wholeness. This doesn't mean abandoning worldly success, but pursuing it in service of becoming who you truly are rather than who you think you should be. Your life is already being strategically created by forces within you. The question isn't whether to be strategic, but whether to be consciously strategic in cooperation with unconscious strategies already in play. Fighting the unconscious is like fighting the ocean. You'll exhaust yourself and still end up where it wants you. Jung's strategic wisdom. Work with the psyche, not against it. Understand its strategies, respect its intelligence, cooperate with its purposes. Your unconscious isn't your enemy. It's a strategic ally trying to make you whole. Your symptoms aren't obstacles. They're strategic guidance. Your failures aren't mistakes. They're strategic redirections. The life you want might not be the life your ego wants, but the life yourself is strategically creating. The question is, and how to impose your will on life, but how to align your will with the deeper will already at work within you. This isn't giving up, but gearing up for a collaboration between conscious and unconscious that creates a life neither could achieve alone. Stop fighting yourself. Start understanding the game being played in your psyche. Recognize the strategies already in motion. Align your conscious planning with unconscious purpose. This is strategic thinking at the deepest level. Not manipulating life, but cooperating with the life force that's already strategically moving through you toward wholeness. Your psyche is already a master strategist. The question is, will you consciously join the game, or continue being played by forces you refuse to acknowledge? The choice to become conscious of the strategies within you is the most strategic decision you'll ever make. Make it, and watch how life reorganizes around a deeper intelligence than ego ever imagined.